But still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover guitar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Dear John, I was hoping it wouldn't come to this, but you've left me no choice. I'm leaving. Uncontrolled high blood pressure is really serious, and lately you seem to really not care. I've been there for you since day one, and I know you think I'm going to keep ticking. But no, my friend, I can quit whenever I want. Why can't we get back to the good times, when we were more active and ate more healthy foods, and you checked on me every once in a while? Is that too much to ask? I don't want to leave, but unless you stop ignoring me, what else am I supposed to do? Remember, when I quit, you quit. Sincerely, your heart.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Doing the minimum to control your high blood pressure isn't doing enough. High blood pressure can lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get your blood pressure to a healthy range before it's too late. Find out how at heart.org/blood pressure. Check, change, control. A message from the American Heart Association, the American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Jason Derulo. I love that music connects to people all over the country. But unfortunately, so does something else. Childhood hunger. 15 million kids struggle with hunger right here in America. And yet, every year, billions of pounds of surplus food in the U.S. go to waste instead of going to the children in need. Feeding America is working to change this. The Feeding America nationwide network of food banks rescues this surplus of food to help provide meals to families in virtually every community in the United States, including yours. But they just can't do this alone. Join me in the fight against hunger in America. For more information on what you can do to get involved, visit feedingamerica.org. That's feedingamerica.org. Together we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America. A message from Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hey everyone.
Be fearless at MMA Long Island and Seituha Karate. Located at 28 Colt Court in Ronkonkoma, MMA Long Island is the martial arts school for you if you want to learn combat-proven techniques, build confidence, discipline, and self-esteem while learning real martial arts to fight back against bullies, predators, and peer pressure. MMA Long Island offers group and private lessons for all ages and levels in traditional Goju-Ryu Karate, MMA, and self-defense. MMA Long Island is one of Long Island's most affordable martial arts schools. There are no promotion, belt, or membership fees, and family discounts are available. All classes are taught by 7th degree black belt Sensei John Benedict with over 30 years teaching experience. So whether you want to get in the ring or protect yourself and your family, MMA Long Island can help you reach your goals. Visit MMALongIsland.com. That's MMALongIsland.com or call or text 516-381-9660. That's 516-381-9660.
Edward Lehman has been a trusted insurance advisor for over 16 years with insurance solutions for auto, home, commercial, life, and retirement. He's located at 54 Sunnyside Boulevard, Suite H in Plainview. That's just 1,000 feet south of 495. Local agent, local advice. The time to think about insurance is before you need it. So do yourself a favor, and before you pay your next insurance bill, give Ed and his team a call, 516-935-3900, or visit them online at www.allstate.com/EL. Edward H. Lehman Insurance is your trusted insurance advisor.
Do current market conditions have you nervous? Our experienced team of financial professionals at Heritage Harbor Financial Associates understands that no two investors are alike. We all have different goals, needs, and appetites for risk. That's why the one-size-fits-all approach does not work. especially when planning for retirement. At Heritage Harbor Financial Associates, we analyze your unique investment style so that you can work toward your individual retirement goals on your terms. Heritage Harbor Financial Associates can help you take steps to reach your retirement goals by providing a wide array of financial products to fit your needs, even for the risk adverse. Give us a call at 631-331-6599 to learn more or to set up an appointment with one of our financial professionals. You can also find us on the web at hhfa.org or on Facebook at facebook.com/hhfa.org. Our number again is 631-331-6599. That's 631-331-6599. Investments in stock, bonds, and mutual funds and variable annuities are not FDIC insured and are subject to fluctuation in value and market risk, including loss of principal. Heritage Harbor Financial Associates offers securities through AXA Advisors LLC, New York, New York. Member FINRA, SIPC. Annuity and insurance products offered through AXA Network LLC.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
That's the bottom line. The Stone Cold Simpson.
Everybody dies.
Because I'm better than you, and you know it. Woo! Yes, sir, what the Rock is cooking.
Now, welcome to Off the Mat with Alex Slows, Josh Silverberg, and Lyle Gillen.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the only wrestling talk show here on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. Welcome to Off the Mat, joining you every Tuesday night from 8 to 10 p.m. right here on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. We have our full cast back this week. Mr. Alex Slows, how are you doing, sir?
Good. It's been a fantastic week in wrestling once again. A lot of events happening. We are on the road to WrestleMania. Great week, and SmackDown was unbelievable, and I can't wait to get into all the different topics that we have for you. So stick with us here the whole way through the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely, of course, and we have the man. He's back this week, Mr. Lyle Gillen. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. I'm very excited to be back here and talk some wrestling as we go into WrestleMania just a couple weeks away.
It's crazy. It's amazing how fast the road has come up on us. You know, we got done with Wrestle Kingdom and the Royal Rumble, and all this stuff is happening. And after WrestleMania is over, you have Double or Nothing coming up, and then after that, you kind of have a little bit of a break, and then you get to SummerSlam, and then it all picks right back up again. But before we get into all of our topics and all of our subjects we have tonight, we need to tell you how you can download our app, and it's quite simple. If you have an iPhone, you go to the Apple Store. You type in WWSRN. If you have an Android, you go to the Google Play Store. You type in Worldwide Sports. You click install, and it is all at the tip of your fingers. And by the way, it is free. It is all free for you. You have our show schedules, all the different content we have here at the network, from articles to maybe shows you might have missed. We have clips of the shows. All of that is right there. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Periscope, YouTube, also worldwidesportsradio.com. Check out our professional website. It is as good as any other website that is out there on the market today. You can't top all the content that we have right there for you. So like I said, download our app. It is free. It's awesome. Check it out for sure. worldwidesportsradio.com. Also, Alex, what is the Twitter handle for Off the Mat and the Worldwide Sports Radio Network as well?
So the Twitter handle is Off the Mat WWSRN. Same for Facebook. Also, we have our website, the Off the Mat website at offthematwwsrn.com. You can look at the pay-per-view and show schedule there. We also have a show archive, interview archive, and there is a contact page if you want to contact us. So feel free to check that out.
Also, really quick, Speedy is with the Speedy. If you could just put on the ticker really quick, the phone number for the fans that they can reach us at 203-903-8271. That's 203-903-8271. We want to hear your phone calls, and you can put it back to the viewership, Speedy. Thank you for that. We want to hear your phone calls. We want to hear your voice be heard. We want you to be able to tell us maybe something that you might agree with that we've said, maybe something that you didn't agree with that we said. We want to hear your opinions, anybody and everybody. It is out there on the open. The floor is yours because, listen, this is for the fans. So we want you to be a part of our show as well. So let's get into it. We have a few topics for this week, and we're going to start with some WWE stuff, and we have a certain number of topics we're going to get into. I guess the first topic that we'll discuss is basically the elephant in the room, and that's kind of the Hall of Fame, the inductions that have been announced. I know, Alex, on the show last week, there was a report from Fightful.com that said that RVD was going into the Hall of Fame. It was confirmed, I believe, yesterday. RVD is going in. The Great Khali is going in. Kane is going in. Why is the Great Khali going in? I have no flipping idea.
It's because of their relationship with India. That's the only reason.
That's exactly
there's
why.
that. I think it's garbage, but neither here nor there. They do have a huge following and a huge fan base in India, so I guess that's going to help sell. I know the British Bulldog is going to be going in this year. The report, of course, we said it last week, Batista's not going in. But pretty much the ones that came out this week were Kane, RVD, and the Great Khali. And the British Bulldog. I don't believe I'm missing other ones that have come out this week. I'm sure there will be more because they're trying to combine the two classes this year. Batista dropped out. He's probably going to go in next year, or when they do it in Hollywood in 2023. So Alex, I'll start with you first. When you heard the names this week, I know we talked about Molly Holly last week. When you heard Kane, Great Khali, but of course also Rob Van Dam. But listen, the Great Khali, whatever, forget that. The bigger names, of course, are Kane and RVD. What does it mean when you see something like this? When you see guys that you watched growing up, and you're saying to yourself, "Wow, this is really." Because it's making me feel old when I watch this. I remember Kane's debut. What are your thoughts when you hear these names that are coming out?
I think it's amazing. I'm blown away to see Kane going into the WWE Hall of Fame because he was one of the main attractions for the WWE Attitude Era. I mean, he was a part of the Brothers of Destruction with The Undertaker. He was a tag team with the Hurricane, X-Pac, you name it. There was a lot of people that he's been with, teamed with in tag team wrestling, especially gone up against in singles wrestling. And Kane is definitely up there. He definitely deserves this, and he's one of my favorite athletes and somebody that I watched for a long time. So fun fact, Josh, quick story. So the first time I saw Kane was in 2012 at the Lakeland Center. This was a WWE house show. So it was a non-televised event. And this was right when the Rise Above Hate feud started with John Cena and Kane. And I had no idea how Kane performed, what his skill set was until the bell rang. And he is definitely just somebody who dishes out a lot of energy, passion, and strength in matches. And that's why he's going down as one of the best athletes to be marked in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Well, before I asked Lyle his opinion, of course, on it with Kane and Rob Van Dam. I mean, when Lyle, we talked about this, I believe, when we did Takedown Breakdown. I said on our show that I think the Kane Undertaker storyline is, I think, the greatest storyline in one of them in wrestling history. I think it's a storytelling that was told was perfect in the sense of the way it was done, the way it was written. Bruce Pritchard was a big part of it, and Percy Pringle, of course, known as Paul Bearer, was a big part of that whole storyline. You know, Kane being burned in the funeral home, coming back. He wasn't a dentist anymore. There wasn't any of that anymore. They completely recreated his character. And, you know, I mean,
he wasn't Diesel anymore.
It wasn't fake Diesel anymore. but it's true though. In my opinion, and I've watched wrestling for a very long time, I thought it was the greatest piece of storytelling in wrestling history. I think it had so many ups and downs with it, and the way it was done and the way it was created with that. What are your thoughts on? We'll start with Kane first, and Kane getting in.
This is not gonna. My answer is not gonna be what you guys want it to be, but my honest opinion about the WWE Hall of Fame is who cares, because it's a Hall of Fame where Vince puts in who he wants to put in.
Well,
it's
I
not
said
like
this last week. Yeah, I said this last week.
It's not a Hall of Fame where people go and they vote someone in, like baseball, hockey, football. It's not like that. There are real professional wrestling Hall of Fames. Mm-hmm. This is not one of them. This is Vince toting what he wants to tote and pushing his personal own agenda. That's what this is. And Eric Bischoff is a professional wrestling Hall of Famer. Kane is a professional wrestling Hall of Famer. Rob Van Dam, professional wrestling Hall of Famer. British Bulldog, professional wrestling Hall of Famer. And these guys deserve that recognition, and I don't think that they should be locked down to only becoming recognized as a Hall of Famer when Vince decides to put that label on them. Because how long did it take to put Macho Man in the Hall of Fame?
I mean,
Warrior.
I agree.
You're going to tell me that Owen Hart is not a Hall of Famer because of that whole thing that's going on? No, that's BS. Owen Hart is in other Hall of Fames. Owen Hart is a Hall of Famer.
I mean, I look at it like this. I mean, there was a time a couple years ago when Universal Studios had a deal with Alex. I mentioned this on the show last week.
Yeah, you did last week.
There was a deal that was in place for Universal Studios to have the WWE Hall of Fame at their City Walk, and it was all put in place and everything was done. And then at the last minute, I forget who it was that backed out of it. And I agree with you a lot. I mean, look,
my problem is not that it doesn't have a place to have a Hall of Fame. That I don't really care much about.
No.
My problem is that one man gets to decide everything and the entire narrative. And I've said it before on why I don't like the word sports entertainment. It's because Vince pushes that narrative. Vince tries to make everything that how wrestling is to what he wants it to be, when it's not.
No.
That's not how this works.
No, I agree with Lyle.
I don't think this is how a professional wrestling Hall of Fame should be looked at. It shouldn't be because one man decides to do that. Why isn't China in it?
Well, look at how long it took Bruno Sammartino to get in.
No, you're right. And
Bruno Sammartino is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. It took him year after year after year after year after year.
He should have been one of the first guys on there. Like,
I agree.
It's because this is I'm going to say this is probably the most radio friendly way possible. It's who has stroked Vince the most over the years. That's what this is. Why is Coco Beware a Hall of Famer?
Yeah. No, I agree with Lyle.
Are we going to put Santino Marella in the Hall of Fame one day? Like, is it just who makes Vince laugh the most? Like, it's not.
I mean, Hillbilly Jim's speech might still be going on, so I mean, there could be that.
I don't know, Mike. Mr. T's, that was holy.
Oh man, well, I mean, look.
Don't offend Mr. T's mama, you fool.
I will say this. The Hall of Fame is garbage. I've said this time and time again. It's garbage, but some of these guys and these women, they take it to heart when they do get introduced and they get announced. I mean, you saw Kane's reaction when The Undertaker told him that he's getting in. I mean,
you're going to tell me that Kane didn't know already? I'm pretty sure he had to sign a contract for it. They try and make it look real every time, but like that's what they have been trying, like having other sites report it.
I will tell you this: note this stuff. WWE's never going to be calling Lyle for a job to be on creative.
No, they're not. I'm not sucking up to trying. Trying to suck up to that. I tell them like it is.
It's
I really don't care, but
no, it's but it's still look. I think the whole thing is ridiculous. It's all fake. It's phony. The whole thing is a joke because of the fact of the matter is this. Everybody knows it's fake. It's not real. That's why when they had the Hall of Fame induction 2 years ago, Lyle and I got that WrestleMania package, and we had a choice of either going to the Hall of Fame induction or to G1 Supercard.
Or G1 Supercard.
It wasn't even a debate.
Well,
it
Josh.
wasn't even close where we were going to go. And the fact that there were some people that we met at our hotel that actually chose to go to the Hall of Fame ceremony over getting $20.
I had friends that did that. I called them stupid.
Over $20 tickets to get to the G1 Supercard show. You go to the Hall of Fame instead. I said that's crazy. You know, I thought that was I thought it was an egregious decision by some people. I mean, look, that's their prerogative. Their prerogative. Do what they want.
You can go see, in my opinion, the greatest in-ring performer of all time in Kazuchika Okada. In-ring, from bell to bell. Okada. And you chose to go sit there and watch old people talk?
Hey,
that's a
listen,
once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
You know, you say that, but that was the night Bret Hart got beat. You know, fan did attack Bret Hart. That
good
was
old Barclays Center security.
Well, you know, I mean,
what's your friend's name again, and why am I forgetting his name? Was he on security that night?
Oh, Kevin.
I think Kevin was on security that night. When I walked right by.
I don't think Kevin was doing the floor. I don't think Kevin was doing the floor that night. I don't think Kevin was working the floor security that night. And if he was, shame. But
he definitely was. He's down there on the floor.
Let's get to our next topic. It's a little bit more WWE, and there's some superstars that we want to discuss that I think are really have not been utilized the proper way, and that's Aleister Black and Keith Lee. And I believe both were spotted at the Performance Center this past week. I want to say it was this past week. I believe they were spotted. They haven't been used in months. It's amazing. I mean, we talk about Keith Lee's mic work skills. That's not great, but you can't deny the talent is there with him in the ring. And as far as Aleister Black goes, I mean, the fact that Aleister Black is not in a main storyline for WrestleMania and hasn't been used in months, it's just complete talent waste. Is just completely wasted. You know, so when I look at this, Alex, what are your thoughts when, you know, you're seeing these two talents wasted? What are your thoughts on it?
Oh, it's disappointing to me because these two athletes have so much potential. There's so much that WWE could do with them, and they haven't been utilizing that. They haven't been using that to their advantage. And with Aleister Black, there is a report that came out on comicbook.com that WWE's Aleister Black he's something big's coming, and he's going to be returning very, very soon. So I'm wondering what WWE is going to do. I agree that this was long overdue.
I can tell you what they're going to do. They don't have a plan for these guys. They don't have a plan for them. They have no plan.
No, they don't. But I really think this was long overdue for Aleister Black, and they just need to have better planning for both of them.
They need to have better planning for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem.
That's
their problem is. Their problem is that they're trying to make
and they're just not doing anything with them and having them sit on the sideline when they could just be out there giving their best and performing to their best ability.
Lyle, what were you saying before?
I lost my train of thought. I was saying that this is not something that. Okay. WWE, what they tend to do is they try and set a template for all these guys and try and exactly fixate them on what they have to do, where they don't. I feel like that's why so many guys can't succeed, is because it's time and time again, these are guys who you give a script to. Let's try and not do that. Let's try and not give Keith Lee this gigantic script, because obviously he can't read off the script. Why are we going to give Aleister Black that same thing? Why are we giving all these guys who aren't succeeding a script? Why are we trying to formulate what they have to do? Look how horrible Riddle's promos have been on the main roster. It's just, they try and control everything, and they don't have any mega stars right now. because they try and make them into what they want them to be. If you look back on what it was before WCW went out of business, how often would they, or how much more control did wrestlers have? I guarantee you they had way more control.
Oh yeah,
than they do right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, AEW just lets it. AEW gives them the reins to do whatever promos they want to say.
Yeah, they do, and it's much better for a bunch of good guys over there. But I would love to see them retract it a bit, or retract the reins, I should say, and give them more power to and more freedom to say what they want, say how they want. But it's not a wrestling show anymore. It's what Vince wants to call a sports entertainment, which I hate. But it's done like that because it's, like people say, it's a soap opera. But for WWE, yes. There are other promotions I'm going to say it's far less like that because they don't control everything. They don't make them into a storybook character. In other promotions, New Japan, not as much, but AEW, they have more control. They're more of a wrestler and outside of WWE, where they're just characters there, and it's that's why they don't have these big giant trend-setting stars anymore.
No, I agree with
they don't want them to do themselves, and that's why you take guys who were a success outside of WWE. They go to NXT, they're a success because they have more power there, and then they go to the main roster where they are literally just statues who are told what to do.
Yeah. It's disappointing, and I agree with you, Lyle. I think that these wrestlers need more control. They need to have more say in what they do. They need to be able to deliver more on how they want to present themselves in the ring, not just constant storytelling, because WWE has mostly been storytelling right now, as like lately. And if you watch, like, say, if you go back to the older shows like 2012, 2011, 2009, they allowed them to have some creative freedom. But now it's just like there's none. And WWE needs to back up a little bit and allow them to do that.
The problem is they won't.
No,
because
they won't.
Vince wants to be hands-on everything, and that's
a major issue.
He's a control freak.
there's certain guys I think he will give the reins to. He'll give it to Randy Orton. He'll give it to Edge. He'll give it to John Cena. He'll give it to certain guys when they're there. Kevin Owens.
So I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to ask you a flat-out question, and I'm going to be very blunt with this question. Sorry, I got this thing in my throat. You see how successful NXT is?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a PG show, and they have more freedom. Where do you think? And this goes back to what CM Punk did with his pipe bomb, because he said when Vince dies, the company's going to go to Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. I'm going to flat out ask you after seeing what Triple H did in NXT, what do you think's going to happen when Vince dies? Because he's rumors that he has early onset dementia. Which, honestly, if you've been paying attention to WWE the last 5 years, you might have had it for a while.
What do I think is going to... You're saying, what do I think is going to happen with the main roster when Triple H takes over?
Do you think that Triple H will come in, or whoever, Stephanie, whoever just ends up taking over, and business as usual? Or do you think they will come in and they're going to say, no, we're going to make this a great promotion for the first time in 20 years?
I think
they have the roster to do it.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
No, they do. I think. I think we're going to. What I think is going to happen is I think Triple H is going to run the main roster, and I think Shawn Michaels is going to run NXT. That is what I do think is going to end up happening. And Triple H he'll keep Bruce Pritchard on and keep some guys on and everything like that of loyalty. But I think it is going to change. I think a lot of things are going to change. I think storytelling is going to change. It's going to be more of the NXT type where there's going to be more freedom, where Triple H is going to say to the guys like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins, hey, you guys can be, you guys are really good mic workers. Like Kevin Owens is a really good mic worker. Sami Zayn is a great mic worker. Seth Rollins, when he's a heel, is a great mic worker. You guys can do this. And then you have Paul Heyman work with Roman Reigns. You guys can have the freedom to to be who you are and not have the reins held back on you anymore. And, cut the chains off and let you be what you came to sign to WWE for, which was not just be great in-ring performers, but be great mic workers as well and good promos and something that people can remember, like CM Punk used to do. I could 100% tell you CM Punk had total control over his character on his promo work. Vince did not even touch CM Punk, because if Vince touched CM Punk, they didn't want him to pipe bomb.
No, they okay. From what CM Punk said regarding that night was that pipe bomb, and I don't know if it was a documentary or he said it in an interview, but they tried to tell him exactly what to say, and he pretty much told him F off. But he was asking, this is from CM Punk's mouth, for time to just talk, and this is getting closer and closer to that SummerSlam, and they gave it to him, and then he just went off and did that. But that was something that was not, I'm going to say unscripted, but they let him kind of do that.
Oh, absolutely, they let him do it.
100%. But they did try to give him a script, even leading up to that stuff, based off of what CM Punk said. So, I think that the company would be much better without set promos. But hey, you know what? They want to make this a TV show, not a wrestling show.
Yeah.
They want to go have some writer who's never watched a wrestling show in the world go write this stuff. However, I'm not going to discredit them, because the way I have heard it works there is they come up with storylines, then they go and pitch them to Vince, and he rejects pretty much all of them. And that's really the biggest issue, is that there are probably great storylines that they come up with. And Mr. Dementia, I don't want to make fun of him, but he acts like he's from forever ago. I think he's way too old to be doing this anymore. He should not be doing this anymore. Sometimes it's time to move on, and he needs to. And it's just, he's made it a show that's so much for children. And if you look back at what his sense of humor is, from what everyone says, like what he did with Jaws when he made him throw up, like, he just has a very child sense of humor. And then you take it, and it has to be PG, because that's what USA, that's what everyone wants nowadays. And you get that. That's from his mind. But then you look at PG, and you look at what NXT is doing, and it's phenomenal. It's 10 times better. It's more targeting adults, and it's still PG. Why can't you do that on the main roster? Because of Vince. That's why the company is not a success anymore. That's how come nobody wants to watch Raw. That's how come no one wants to watch
SmackDown.
Friday Night SmackDown, or
the viewership. The viewership is still there.
They give is terrible.
Yeah, the viewership's still there.
The viewership is still there. Listen, WWE is never going anywhere.
They lost 1 million viewers since the beginning of the pandemic.
I agree. Yeah, I understand that, but again, they're never. We could complain. We can harp on it all we want. We can. We could bring pitchforks to Vince's house and say, we want adult content. This is crap. In the end, WWE is just never going anywhere. It's not. It's the face of wrestling, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. It's the
number one. Wrestling in the United States.
It's the United States.
Yes.
In the United States.
Well,
but, Josh,
you can't just say the United States. You can't just say the United States.
There are many parts of the country that they don't even pay attention to WWE. They pay attention to certain wrestling over there. We can start with Japan. When Ibushi came over, Vince McMahon walked up to him and shook his hand, and he had no idea who he was.
It's like
that's Japan. That's New Japan. That's different. But go ahead, Alex. It's
like the old WWE promos. It's the revolutionary force in sports entertainment.
Yeah, that's where it started back in the mid '90s when they did it. When they said that promo. That was it. That was, and say what you want. It was called the golden era back in the early '90s, late '80s with Hulk Hogan and Andre and
Iron Sheik
and those guys. It's just, and Vince was running it then too. somewhere along the way, once WCW went out of business, I think Vince just lost sight of competition, because in reality, there was no competition other than WCW. There was none.
No.
WWE was the standard in wrestling. New Japan has come on, Ring of Honor has come on, AEW has come on, MLW, all these promotions have come on. But these promotions are never going to put WWE out of business. The closest it's ever going to come is WCW. That's the closest it's ever going to get.
Yep.
And no company,
hands down,
is ever going to even come close to putting WWE out of business like WCW did.
It won't happen. But you know what? Someone could eventually become the bigger promotion for a little while. That could happen one day, which I'm okay with, because we need competition.
I agree. With you. Listen, I agree with you.
Look what happened the last 20 years. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I really don't care if people disagree. WWE, after WCW went out of business, they ruined professional wrestling. The way they perceived it, they have ruined professional wrestling. They have made it look like it's a child product. You look back to what it was before that.
Ruthless Aggression was still a very good era. It was
But if you look back from when it went out of business, it has slowly went on a trajectory that is farther and farther and farther down.
I agree with you, but I would say probably in 2000, when did the Ruthless
2010 is when
2010. After that, that's when wrestling started going.
Oh yeah,
WWE. But even when WCW went out of business, they still had a nice run for those 10 years. And you can't say they.
But they were not the same. They could not get back to that at all. It just kept even the viewership.
Well, I mean, look, wrestling was at its peak in the late 90s, early 2000s. I mean,
but you look
at the ratings for both. The ratings for both shows were hitting million viewerships for both shows. Both shows were hitting million viewerships on both networks. That's never going to happen again.
6 million.
It's not. I saw this on Twitter earlier.
6 million.
Somebody posted this on
Twitter. What, Lyle?
You said they hit 1 million viewers, and
I said they hit millions of viewers.
Millions
of viewers.
Million.
I was about to say.
I said they hit millions of viewers.
I saw this on Twitter.
Thank you for doing that.
No problem.
Jerkwad. But
it's like I saw on Twitter.
But anyway,
if you go like say 2018, somebody posted 2018 WWE used to have like over a half of 2 million viewers. Now it's just it's spiraling down.
It is, and that's all it has been. But we got to go to break. When we come back, we're going to get into some MLW talk. We're going to get into NXT. And then there's a New Japan thing that needs to be discussed. The new championship belt has been unveiled. And I will tell you why it looks like Optimus Prime's head. When we come back here, off the mat, on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Be fearless at MMA Long Island and Seituha Karate. Located at 28 Colt Court in Ronkonkoma, MMA Long Island is the martial arts school for you if you want to learn combat-proven techniques, build confidence, discipline, and self-esteem while learning real martial arts to fight back against bullies, predators, and peer pressure. MMA Long Island offers group and private lessons for all ages and levels in traditional Goju-Ryu karate, MMA, and self-defense. MMA Long Island is one of Long Island's most affordable martial arts schools. There are no promotion, belt, or membership fees, and family discounts are available. All classes are taught by 7th degree black belt Sensei John Benedict with over 30 years teaching experience. So whether you want to get in the ring or protect yourself and your family, MMA Long Island can help you reach your goals. Visit MMALongIsland.com. That's MMALongIsland.com or call or text 516-381-9660. That's 516-381-9660.
Ranger Station, Ranger speaking.
Hi, I'd like to report a bear hug.
Okay.
Well, we were building a bonfire, and I saw some, dry brush and leaves around, so, I said to move the bonfire somewhere else, and out of nowhere, Smokey Bear shows up and hugs me.
So you noticed some wildfire hazards and moved your bonfire to a safer location.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Smokey, all right. He likes it when people help prevent wildfires. It hits him close to home. Not everybody gets the hug, my friend. So that's pretty special to get a hug from Smokey Bear.
So it was him. Hey, guys, I told you it was Smokey.
Okay, well, congratulations, my friend. And thanks for calling. There are many ways to prevent a wildfire. Learn how you can do your part at SmokeyBear.com.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Sponsored by the U.S. Forest Service, Ad Council, and your state forester.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. Waking up every day, lifting him from the bed to the wheelchair to the car to get him to therapy on time, it's no small task between the doctors and the diagnosis, but nothing can disable this love. This is my big brother, my hero. He's part of me, like my arms and legs. So I'll be his. See, there's no time for tired. This starts again tomorrow. He'll be waiting for me. I wake up for him. I know he needs me, but I'm the lucky one. Even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community, or call 877-333-5885. Caregiving Resource Center. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do. Oh, tell the world I see with an emoji. To stop the bullies.
Know someone who's being bullied online? Send the witness emoji. It looks like an eye in a speech bubble, and it's in the symbol section near the clocks in your phone. You'll let the world know it isn't cool, and you'll let your friend know you care. Learn more about the witness emoji at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. Feedthepig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to mooch off your friends.
You gonna finish that grape?
You mean the one in my mouth?
You don't need to stop buying the necessities.
What you're smelling is a natural musk.
Ew.
You don't need to be a medical test subject.
How do you feel? Mostly okay. Sometimes, though.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman.
We need a new stuntman. Let's break for lunch.
You just need an internet connection. Don't get left behind. Start your personal savings plan with the tips and tools on feedthepig.org. That way, you don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
All right, deal. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
This is the worst town I've ever been in. No!
Everybody's got a right.
The champ is here.
Now welcome back to Off the Mat with Alex Slows, Josh Silverberg, and Lyle Gillen.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the second half of the first hour here on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. This is Off the Mat, joining you every Tuesday from 8 to 10 p.m. right here on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. And once again, I'm going to explain to you how you can download our app. It is quite simple. All you have to do, if you have an iPhone, you go to the Apple Store, you type in WWSRN. If you have an Android, you go to the Google Play Store, you type in Worldwide Sports, click install. You get all of our stuff for free. Articles, show schedule, our shows that you miss, YouTube clips, maybe something you might have heard that you want to re-listen to again. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Periscope, you name it. You name it, we got it. That is for sure. So, again, download the app. It is free, and we're also on worldwidesportsradio.com as well. Check out our website. Nothing is better than the product we have out there for sure. All right, guys, let's get into it. Since we were discussing a little WWE, we will talk a little bit of NXT. And, of course, we're going to preview NXT next week. We're going to preview WrestleMania next week. There's a lot of stuff to talk about on the show next week because it is the night before NXT TakeOver Night 1 next Tuesday, which is awesome. So that's kind of cool. We get to do that. But we will get into what we like so far with what's going on in NXT. I mean, you're seeing the build-up in certain aspects of the show. They're doing it 2 nights this year. The first night's going to be on USA Network, of course, competing with AEW. And then the second night is going to be on Peacock TV. So, again, who knows if they might edit things out with that. You never know with them at this point, but whatever. It is what it is with them. That's their prerogative. Lyle, I'll start with you first. When you see the NXT TakeOver card stand and deliver, how are you excited for this card, or are you excited? Are you like, this card looks all right?
Yeah, I think this card is
I'm excited.
Very, very good. There's a couple things in it that I care a lot less about, but overall, yeah, I think this card can be very good. I think it will stand and deliver. The one thing I am very, very upset about is that we're going to get a takeover on TV with commercial breaks. That really bothers me. I really, really hope that they put this on Peacock afterwards without all the commercial breaks full through, so I can just go on and watch it and don't have to have matches interrupted. Great matches. That's really going to affect the whole flow and me really being into it when it just stops, and then I have to stare at a little tiny, if they do it, a little tiny part of the screen, do split screen. I don't know. I'm really not looking forward to that. But overall, yeah, the match is definitely going to be great. I'm more looking forward to night 2 because it's not going to have any commercial breaks. But I'm looking forward to it. I think they did actually a very good job of building Kyle O'Reilly to be a top guy for that match with Adam Cole. I think they did a great job. That I'm really, really looking forward to.
I mean, I always do it because I have with Altice, I do the picture-in-picture for me. So I always have one screen I do AEW on, the other screen I have NXT on. And if there's something that intrigues me, what I could do is I could flip it where the main screen that I have, I get to hear the sound of the match. So if there's something that maybe is boring on NXT or on AEW, I flip it to the other one. I go, oh, this is intriguing. Karrion Kross is doing a promo, and maybe AEW is doing, I don't know, a women's match or something that's like, I just flip it. And then that's why I like to keep up with both things at once, so I don't have to go back to next. Because on Twitter, the problem is I'm on Twitter, it's going to spoil it for me. That's what it is with me. That's just always the thing with me. Alex, I know for a fact you're excited because I wanted to reach out to you. They gave you your tag team match that you predicted on the show last week. They actually said the exact 3 teams you wanted in it, and they gave you that match. So I know you're excited about it.
Yeah, MSK, Legado del Fantasma, and Young Veterans.
Yep.
Yes.
GYV.
I think the team that's mainly going to pull through is the Grizzled Young Veterans because they've been on a roll, man. They've been on a roll. If you saw the tournament that they were in, they blew through a lot of teams. They bulldozed them. This is a team that is very dominant, and they've showed it time and time again, and they are being recognized for that. Definitely. Soon, not soon, now. They are being recognized.
Well, I mean, I look at it like this. We're going to preview it next week. I have to see. It looks like the Night 2 card is the stronger one than the Night 1 card because you're getting Cross Balor, you're getting Cole O'Reilly.
When does Impact go to Thursdays?
after, not next week, the week after, I believe.
Okay,
Yeah.
good for
And
them.
then
Because they would suffer big time.
Yeah,
Going up against
but then you're also
Takeover.
the end of the line card is you're getting the ladder match too for the Cruiserweight Championship. You're getting the ladder match,
Yeah.
which is going to be phenomenal. And you know, the sneaky good match that I think that they put out there, which I don't think enough people are going to talk about, Ciampa versus Walter. I don't think enough people are going to talk about how good that match is going to be.
Oh, I
think that match is going to be phenomenal too. Yeah.
It's, and nobody, and the thing is, because nobody's going to talk about it because
we know that Ciampa's not going to win.
No, I know. Well, I think
because he's not going to go to the UK.
No, I know he's not. But Thatcher's also going to join Imperium because he was in the group with Walter when he was in the indie scene with Walter. He was in his group.
Okay,
so he's probably going to join Walter at that point. But I think that's a match that nobody's going to talk about. I mean, look, let's face it. I think
both are
Cross is going to be a banger match. I mean, that's a dream match. I think Gonzalez Shirai, if you see the buildup with the way that match has been, is going to be exciting. No, see, you make that face, but the thing is, if you look,
I'm not a big Gonzalez fan. That's all.
You know what? Her style is almost similar to Rhea Ripley's, and people love Rhea Ripley. Her and Rhea Ripley had a great rivalry.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of hers. She's not someone that's high up on my must-see list.
Oh, listen, but it's all about building stars, right?
Just my personal taste.
No, I know, but that's the thing. You're building stars. So maybe she shows out at TakeOver. Maybe she shows out against Io. You know, I mean, that's the point of this. And then you're going to have the gauntlet match to face Gargano, who's still saying he thinks William Regal's cuckoo bananas. I'm still trying to figure out that one, which was I don't know what they're doing with Johnny Gargano on NXT. I think he's kind of
I don't know.
fizzled out at this point. But
he kind of fell off.
Is look, we're gonna preview it next week. We're all gonna talk about Cole O'Reilly. We're gonna talk Battle Cross. We're gonna talk Raquel Gonzalez, Io Shirai, the usuals. Walter Ciampa is going to be a great match.
It's going to be a slugfest.
That ladder match for the Cruiserweight Championship is going to be legit. And look, Jordan Devlin was in the speaking out thing. I still think Jordan Devlin should not have had a job still. I think he should have been let go.
What did he do anyway? Didn't he beat some chick? What was it?
I don't remember.
Or beat his ex-girlfriend?
Probably did. Yeah,
I think that's what his was. I think it was his. He hit a woman. That's what I think it was. I don't remember.
Well, I mean, look, a lot of guys are still employed after this whole thing, so it's it's. But again, I think TakeOver is
only one was dumb enough to confirm it.
Well, I think TakeOver.
This looks like it's going to be a 5-star TakeOver.
It looks like a 5-star TakeOver.
Oh yeah,
really does. It looks like a really good TakeOver, and you know, I like that they decided to not top heavy night 2. They gave some of the big matches for night 1, like the tag team match, the Ciampa Walter match, and the women's championship match. They didn't top heavy the one night. They said, all right, we're going to spread this out. Because at first, when you glance at it, you're saying, man, night 2 has all these matches. What does night 1 really have? I think the biggest thing that night 1 did was they moved Walter Ciampa to night 1. I think that was huge putting that match on night 1. Because the problem is, if you didn't do that, the night 1 card looks good, but the night 2 card would have been stacked. Now with that match, I think you're going to be in for a special show with those 2 nights. That's for sure. So, Alex, let's get into MLW this week, and then we're going to do a little thing on New Japan after and why the new championship looks like the Divas Championship and Cody Rhodes tattoo at a baby. But we'll do MLW.
Yeah, so MLW was a great show this week. We had the chain ropes match, which was the main event, Devon Eriks and ACH against Team Filthy. We had
love that name, Team Filthy. You think they would have had a match with the Nasty Boys? You think they would have rolled in the pig pen?
I did not think you were going there with that one.
And then we had Aztec Underground's Mil Mirtis, led by forget her name. But he faced Gringo Loco. We had
That's okay.
Calvin
Matt Riddle
Tankman.
forgot his lines too this week. Don't worry about it.
Calvin
Alex.
Tank-
No, that was scripted. That was scripted.
Oh my God! Wow.
Then we
They
had
wanted him to
Calvin
look like an
Tankman.
idiot who was stoned.
Wow.
Calvin Tankman against Sentai Death Squad Soldier. Gino Medina against Zenshi. The match that's impressed me very much was Gino Medina against Zenshi. Zenshi he has a lucha libre style. He's from Chile. I was very impressed with how Gino Medina works with Zenshi.
He sounds like the guy from AEW. Who's the guy on Dark? The one attacked the
Gino Bombonino.
Yeah, the one
Something
attacked
like
with Peter Avalon. Which, by the way, shout out to him. His wife actually has cancer, and AEW's actually been helping him out. Very much so.
No, but
Yeah.
Josh, this was like a 5-star MLW match to me. I was very impressed with Gino Medina.
Did Leo do anything this week?
Wait a minute.
He wasn't on the show this week, but there was a tweet, if you noticed, earlier this week that MLW wants to know who should challenge Leo Rushnet.
They do it every week. They do it every week.
Said, you know who I said?
Who'd you say?
I was so spot on impressed with.
Who'd you say?
I said Gino Medina because
I like that name. I like that name, Alex. That's why you said it. You like the name.
Not
You
the
like
name,
the
just
name.
how he brought the performance, man. It was a close matchup, and he had the match in the bag the whole way through. And Zenshi, his performance was good, but it wasn't enough to nearly beat Gino Medina. Medina's been on a roll for the past 2 weeks. So I'm really looking forward to seeing if he will be the next one in line to challenge Leo Rush. I think they should book him for that match. I really do.
Lyle, you had something you wanted to add?
Okay, yes, we are starting a new thing. Alex, from now on, you're going to be giving your own 5-star match rankings. And you gave that one an MLW 5 stars. So, what if MLW did a show in the Tokyo Dome? What would it be?
That's obvious. 5-star.
Oh, look, he's Dave Meltzer.
Okay.
But
yes, he is! Alex is now going to be Dave Meltzer Jr. That's our new thing.
That's it. He's Dave
You
Meltzer
are going
Jr.,
to
right?
give your own 5-star ratings.
I like this.
Every
nickname.
show.
Mil Murthrus, they call him the man of 1,000 deaths. I like that.
Yeah, look at it. That went right
I
over
like that.
Alex.
That was a good twist to it.
He didn't give like crap at all.
This is Aztec Underground. It's mostly Mil Muertes is being led by Selena De Laurenta, who currently is in a feud.
I don't like her.
She's in a feud with Alicia.
She's got a big problem with Alicia too, who's a friend.
I don't know what her problem is with Alicia.
She's got a big problem with her. Maybe we should get her on the show. I could tell her a thing or two.
I like her. I'm a big fan of Selena.
Yeah, he likes it. So if you had to see a fight between Selena, it's interesting. There's 2 rivalries going on between announcers right now. You got Selena.
I really like this song.
And then you got
I didn't know I could detach it, and I'm really falling in love with it.
You have Selena and
Calvin Tankman against
Alicia.
Contra Unit.
Are you still on the Calvin Tankman thing, Alex? Are you still
on
this
the Calvin Tankman train?
Alex,
I'm on the Calvin Tankman train.
Alex, Jesus, man. I'm saying we have 2 big rivalries going on here. We got Alicia, and Selena De Laurenta. And then in Ring of Honor, you got Quinn McKay, who's going to be fighting Angelina Love. So you have announcers fighting wrestlers now. Seems like an unsafe environment.
Oh, Josh, do you agree with this list? Hold on. Because St. Laurent revealed...
Charlie Caruso's going to fight Stephen A. Smith at ESPN. That's what's going to happen.
You know who's in the top 5 for Pro Wrestling Illustrated's top 5 this week for MLW?
Who?
Number 1, Von Erich. Number 1 is Von Erich.
Calvin Tankman!
2 is Violence is Forever. 3 is Injustice. 4 is Contra Unit. And 5 is the Dirty Blondes.
Dirty Blondes.
Yeah, I know who the Dirty Blondes are. I worked with them in Tampa Bay Pro Wrestling, so I'm very
cool. Which, by the way, Alex, I think you had a big thing that happened.
Yes, something big happened this week. something really big happened this week. I was in talks with a promoter for FXE, which is known as Florida Extreme Entertainment. And I talked to him, the promoter, for an hour, and he said, I'm in. I got my foot in the door, and I'm going to be doing commentary, and I'm going to be involved heavily in the storylines. So I'm very much looking forward to it.
Whoa! So they're giving you. Hold on. They're giving you creative control of the storylines for the promotion.
No, not
promotion.
Not like that. No, they're gonna have me involved
Because
in the
Alex,
storylines.
Alex, if that's the case, I could do Zoom meetings with these guys, and I could talk to them about creating storylines for them if they want it. I'm just being honest.
Can we make you like Coachman was to Rock?
No, he asked me which would I rather be, heel or face commentary. I said face because I'm not.
No. Well,
no. Alex can't be a heel. Alex can't be a heel.
Well,
I can't be a heel.
Lyle was the biggest douchebag on the planet, so he could be a heel.
Well, I'm not wrong. I don't even try to be a douchebag. I'm just naturally one.
That's right. He doesn't try to be a douchebag, and he still is one, and he's still a heel.
Exactly. I'm just myself. I'm just naturally a douche.
Ew. So I think I'd be in the middle. I could be half and half. I can't sit one side of one or the other.
Josh, you and I would be Gorilla and Bobby Heenan.
Oh my God! I'd have so many.
Well.
I would have so many quirks. I would have so many quirks. I would just go, oh my God.
The thing is,
in my opinion, Bobby Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon is, in my opinion, the greatest commentary duo.
Oh, yeah.
No, they 100% are. 100%.
They are. Some of the stuff that Bobby said would be, and I look around, would you stop it? Oh man, but that's awesome, Alex, dude.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun.
And of course, dude, like I said, we wish you deserve this. We know how hard you work and everything like that. So kudos to you, and
thank you guys.
Pays off, man. So you definitely earned this spot for sure. Let's get into really quick a topic before we go to break, and that is the new Optimus Prime Head Championship at New Japan Pro Wrestling. What do we think of this championship belt? Because God Almighty, it is a
okay.
I hated the idea before. I hated it.
Okay, I hated the idea of it. It's 100% not even close to as good as
There's
the
nothing
original.
that's going to change my mind.
No, but every time I look at it, I don't think it's as bad as the last time I looked at it.
You're right.
That's not saying
why do I?
No. I when I first saw it on the show, it wasn't that great. The lighting was terrible. But then I saw a close up of it that Tom Tonga posted, and I kind of liked it. And then I looked at it again, and from another picture, I'm like, that's not as terrible. And then I started thinking, if this was a bigger championship, it would actually be somewhat decent. And I'm sorry, but if you look at the original IWGP Championship, the older ones, this is 10 times better than that.
Oh my God!
Oh, by far.
Look at the Crown one.
It's not even close. Oh, I agree with you. It's not even close.
No, it's not.
But that's not saying much. But that's not saying.
No. This is a downgrade, but it's still not that bad. There are worse world titles right now, like WWE's, which is literally just a color change between the two. Okay, let's try a new shade. There we go. Like they took the Universal, put it from Raw to SmackDown, and changed it to blue.
I see the.
What the hell?
I see the Divas title. Sorry,
see, I didn't see any of that until someone pointed it out to me.
Yeah, I see. I see Optimus Prime's head. That's what I see.
I don't.
The Nightmare logo. You got that?
Yeah, you got the Nightmare logo made love.
From what I heard, it was to pay homage to Liger, which also helped change my opinion of it. Because at first I hated it, then I heard that, and then I'm like, okay, this ain't that bad.
But Liger was never the heavyweight champion, though. He was a junior.
No, he was not.
No, he was a junior.
Maybe that's why it's small.
But I understand they're paying homage to somebody that never won the championship. I don't understand.
That's what I saw people saying. People were saying it's to pay homage to Liger. I don't know if that's true.
Why don't they give homage to Okada and they put a little blonde thing on the top of the head and it swerves off like this?
I did see that this title had a mustache.
No.
It has a mustache. If you look at it, it has a mustache. It has a mustache.
Horrible.
The mustache championship.
I mean, how is it that they went about this
What is it, Mr.
They took
Potato
away
Head?
those championships, which were gorgeous.
No, what I want to know is what were the worst options?
Oh, well, it could be Cody Rhodes' idea when the TNT Championship first came out. That piece of shit. Was crazy.
Yeah, that was terrible, but it wasn't ready yet. To be fair,
I almost said it.
That was really bad, but it wasn't ready yet. To be fair. They
Oh my
couldn't finish
god! It literally looked like
fair.
somebody stained it with the bronze. It was horrible. It was so bad. I remember. I said, what is that? Ted Turner's house? Why is it stained blonde? Brown? What are you gonna? What is this?
Like, what was going on in Mike Tyson's head that he had to look proud holding that?
Look proud of it. It looked like he wanted to fight somebody more than hold the title. He didn't give it to anyone.
He fell asleep. He fell asleep every time. And they showed him on TV like that.
Dude, if I was Lance Archer and I didn't win that match, I'd be saying, thank God I didn't have to hold up that crappy title with my first championship to be ever in AEW.
I think he's going to take it from Darby, by the way.
So do I. But we're going to get into AEW in a little bit. But really quick before we go to break, I mean, that was just real. They paid homage to a guy that won a champ. They paid homage to a guy that won a championship.
I don't know if that's 100% true. I heard multiple people saying that. I don't want to. Don't bind me to that.
Let me tell you something. If that's the case, it makes the title even more stupid.
Oh,
I tell you, if you're gonna pay homage to him, do it for the junior championship. You know the title he actually won, not one that he never won before. Pay homage to Brock Lesnar. He won the championship before.
Mm-hmm.
He won it once. He fought Kurt Angle for the belt once.
Yeah,
no. You mean the guy? No, that wasn't not in New Japan, by the way.
But it was for the belt, though.
Promotion.
It was for that belt, though.
It's not an actual recognized title reign for Kurt Angle.
I know it's not. That's why when you see the names, it's never listed. And that's why when Brock lost it, they never say Brock. They always say Brock just dropped it. He never.
Yeah, he just vacated it.
Yeah, they say Brock dropped it.
When he left, it's considered it vacating. And then Shinsuke is the next champion.
Well, also that's also when we were at the Garden for the G1 show and they put pictures of all the champions. They put Brock's picture, but they didn't put Kurt Angle's picture. And I was like, yeah, and Kurt's picture up. That was weird because Kurt beat him. It was odd. But nevertheless,
he did it in another company when the title was he refused to return it.
Well, they also because they partnered with
that is why they
partnered with TNA.
Yes, but when he was won the title, it was for another promotion in Japan. When Brock Lesnar pretty much refused to return it because he wouldn't put over Nakamura. He went to another promotion and he wrestled with Kurt Angle over there and dropped it over there to Kurt Angle. And then Kurt Angle gave it to Shinsuke through that route. But because the way it happened, it's not officially recognized by New Japan.
Really quick, I'm going to say this about Brock. Some things never change. And that's why I'm going to leave it at that. When we come back,
you're not wrong.
We are going to get into AEW, what we liked about it this week. Some interesting features and storylines are starting to brew. Darby Allin, Lance Archer, we just talked about that. Is that something to look into? And are we all on board with this Cody QT Marshall match? We'll get into all that when we come back here on Off the Mat on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Edward Lehman has been a trusted insurance advisor for over 16 years with insurance solutions for auto, home, commercial, life, and retirement. He's located at 54 Sunnyside Boulevard, Suite H in Plainview. That's just 1,000 feet south of 495. Local agent, local advice. The time to think about insurance is before you need it. So do yourself a favor and before you pay your next insurance bill, give Ed and his team a call, 516-935-3900, or visit them online at www.allstate.com/EL. Edward H. Lehman Insurance is your trusted insurance advisor.
Hi, this is Terry Crews. actor, former football player, game show host, father of 5, and all-around big dude. I'm also an expert on drama. I know all kinds of drama. There's the good kind that comes with having a house full of kids. There's the bad kind like season-ending injuries. There's the necessary kind like having an agent in Hollywood. And there's silly drama like the drama around my percolating pectorals. And then there's the drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your high school diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org.
Or text diploma to 97779. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. That's diploma to 97779. And leave the drama to actors like me.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes?
How could he do this to you? And for Sheila, she has split ends.
B, console her.
Oh, sweetie, this is going to happen a lot. 4, maybe 5 more times before you get married.
C, take charge.
Got to get this all straightened out. Keep a little talking to, man to man, mano a mano. Hey, Steve. Is now a good time? No? Okay, no problem. Bye.
Or D, help her find a new boyfriend.
I know a great place to meet boys. The internet. Nice, single boys. Never mind. How about some ice cream?
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is you over 30 years ago.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
And this is your mom when you drive her back from therapy.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
Roles change without us noticing. And in your new role, we help you help. AARP gives you the information to help care for your mom so that you can have patience with her, just like she did with you. Visit aarp.org/caregiving or call 1-877-333-5885 to get practical health and wellness tips to provide even better care for your loved one.
Are we there yet?
Remember, visit aarp.org/caregiving. AARP, we help you help. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
When I was little, I didn't talk for a long time. I liked things to always be the same. Anything new or different would scare and upset me. I was very sensitive to lights and sounds. It was almost like I had bigger eyes and ears than everyone else. So I built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. I didn't like looking people in the eye. It made me feel uncomfortable. I'd throw big tantrums over little things like when my socks didn't match. Sometimes I'd do the same things over and over. Until one day, I found out I had autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I learned how to live with it better.
You can see signs of autism in children as young as 18 months. Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
TikTok. Are you ready?
Now welcome back to Off the Mat with Alex Slows, Josh Silverberg, and Lyle Gillen.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back
Yes.
for the second half of the first hour here on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. This is Off the Mat, the only wrestling talk show here, joining you every Tuesday night from 8 to 10 p.m., of course, with Alex Slows and Lyle Gillen. I'm Josh Silverberg. Really quick, you can listen to us every Tuesday night and other programs as well that we have here by downloading our app. You go to the Apple Store. If you have an iPhone, you type in WWSRN. If you have an Android, you go to the Google Play Store. You type in Worldwide Sports. It's that simple. You could download our app. It's free. You get our shows, our schedules, our articles, shows that you might have missed, everything of that and more. Check us out also on worldwidesportsradio.com. If you're also driving as well on the app, you can also get the audio version of our show too. So you don't just have to see the video feed, you get our audio version as well. So you don't have to see Lyle's ugly mug and, well, Alex's too. Don't worry about it.
Hey!
You know.
Hey.
I get with this mic. He's got this mic now. It's like ridiculous. It's like giving a kid
I really
it's like
like
giving
this
a 3-year-old a
microphone.
piece of
It's
candy.
great. It comes out of this like little thing right here. It's supposed to sit on the desk, and I don't think it's like actually like working. So why not?
Well, okay. So we're also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Periscope. Check us out again, worldwidesportsradio.com. We have the best website out there. Nobody can top us. Nobody at all. So let's get into it, guys. Let's get into a little AEW discussion. It's interesting now because we're starting to see some sort of new storylines that are coming about. You know, you're seeing Team Taz has some dissension in the group. You're seeing Darby Allin and Lance Archer having some issues. You're seeing QT Marshall, who's probably going to turn on the Nightmare Family this week. I think it looks like a stupid match, this exhibition garbage. I don't even understand it, but that's neither here nor there. And you get Frank Kazarian versus Christian Cage, and Christian's debut on AEW this week. So, Lyle, I'll start with you. What is something that you like
I'm
about
gonna ask you a
AEW this
question.
week you're looking forward to?
I actually think a swerve is happening.
Oh.
I think Dustin is turning on the Nightmare Family. And both Dustin and QT are going to be turning. Not just QT.
Well, Arn's the referee in the match, too.
Yeah, he is.
You know,
He is, yes. But I still think that Dustin is going to turn on them.
Well, we'll see. Alex, what are your thoughts on this?
Unless
okay.
The Pinnacle comes out, Arn turns on them and joins and like goes along with them because 4 Horsemen and 4 Horsemen versus Cody.
I mean, but
Well, 4 Horsemen, but
don't you think you have enough people in that group already? You don't need
you got to stack.
They've been hinting at him being part of it for a while, Arn.
I know
Remember
they have, but I feel like
FTR signed?
What?
Remember when FTR signed?
Yeah.
They had that whole segment where they signed and
I
needed
remember.
Arn Anderson in the room.
Yeah, I remember.
They've been hinting at him being with them for a long time.
I know. Trust me. I get it. It's all, to me, though, I don't think you need so many. You know what the saying is? Do you need so many cooks in the kitchen? You know what I'm saying?
I knew you were going to say that.
You know? And I just think it's too much. I think they're perfect with the way the group is right now. It is perfect. With those 5, okay?
I agree. I'm not saying I want it to happen, but I think
No. I know you're not. Oh, absolutely. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Don't fix it.
Not
But
broke.
it's been around for 2 weeks. It can't be broke.
It's not broke yet. In 2 weeks, it could still happen, but
They could do what WWE did with the Hurt Business and break it up for no reason.
oh my God, I couldn't believe they did that. They were
Just
one of the
because,
best
we
groups in
want
the
to have
wrestling business, and they
Drew
broke them
champion.
up.
Josh, what were you going to tell me?
I was gonna ask you, what are your thoughts on the whole thing with this QT? I mean, you heard what Lyle said about the swerve. I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, I think it could happen. What are your thoughts on it?
I agree. I definitely think it could happen both ways. Like Lyle said, it could be QT and Dustin turn on the Nightmare Family, or they go the different route and have Arn Anderson join the Pinnacle, because the Pinnacle, they already have a stacked group. They already have a huge, definite group. So I don't think it's Arn Anderson needs to be included in it. Because look, you have MJF, who is without a doubt one of the best performers and one of the best mic workers in AEW. He even says in a statement to SI that
Oh yes, we were going to talk about this.
I
yes.
am the biggest hometown growing talent in AEW. It's not even close. It's a ridiculously uneven race. He was the first match at All In against Matt Cross. Without All In, there wouldn't be an AEW. And he was the first match in history of All Elite Wrestling at Double or Nothing. And one of the guys that people talk about constantly. And that's something he's very proud of. And he says he plans on being the face of AEW for a long time. And there's nothing more true than this statement.
I agree with him.
You're right.
I mean,
You're right.
they had him start the tag team match with Jericho. They had him do that at the last pay-per-view. He always seems to be the starter for a lot of the shows.
Yeah, he is.
What he does is when he comes out, he gets the most reaction from the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
The
what
Young Bucks generally start most shows.
What'd you say?
The Young Bucks start most shows.
They mostly do, but I'm saying, but if you even heard what Alex said, he has started a lot of the shows too.
Yeah,
he has started a lot of their shows.
Dynamite.
Yeah, because he gets the most reaction.
Mm-hmm.
He does because he gets the most heat. That's what it is, and they're you always want to start with the person or people that I think that whoever's going to get the most reaction. Because look, when the show starts, that's when the fans are the most hyped. You know what I'm saying? They're ready. They're anticipated. They're excited. They're ready to go. Their energy is there. Nothing's happened. And then you get MJF's music to hit. This goes back.
Fighter Fest when they did Fighter Fest.
This goes back to WrestleMania 10. And this goes back at Madison Square Garden when it was Owen versus Brett. And who was the first guy to come out with the crowd anticipated, ready to go, fired up? Owen Hart was the first one to come out of that entrance. Why? Because the crowd was so into it. They were anticipating it would be Brett. They were ready to go. They were fired up. It's New York City, Madison Square Garden. And they got Owen Hart. And the crowd gave them a thunderous boo to that problem. And Owen came out with the sunglasses and
New York applause.
And he ripped them up. And he won the match. I see a lot of, in certain aspects, not the same style, but on the mic, in certain ways, a lot of Owen Hart. When I watch MJF, see a lot of Owen Hart.
And the crazy thing is,
even compared him to.
The crazy thing is, he's 25 and he's already done so much.
But it's amazing that nobody ever brings up Owen Hart's name about MJF. And I'm like, I've been thinking about this for the last few weeks. I said, because I watch Owen Hart's old promos, and I said, oh my God, there's so much MJF and there's so much Owen Hart in MJF.
Mm-hmm.
The way he worked, the way he would turn on guys, the way he would be about he would be about himself. He was a very selfish prick at times, Owen Hart. That's the type of style he was. The way he turned on Brett, is the way MJF
turned on Jericho.
Turned on Cody. When you look at it that way, kicked him in the groin. It was the same way. Nobody ever brings that up. And to me, I think I'm curious if MJF ever even has been told that. Does anybody ever tell you remind me of Owen Hart? Now, there's
probably has done it on purpose.
I don't know if it's done on purpose, but I gotta tell you what, it's a happy accident if that's the case. You know what I'm saying?
Also,
it's a happy accident.
This just popped into my head because we have the ticker on the bottom with all the viewership. Why in the Road to WrestleMania did Raw's viewership go down? Why, that's really bad.
Yeah. It might be this.
Really
you know what I think it is? I'm dead serious about it. I think it's the splitting of the Hurt Business.
Whoa! No.
That
no. March Madness.
Oh, yeah.
March Madness was yesterday.
Very much could have.
March Madness was yesterday. When the Elite Eight. See, Speedy's probably saying, "I'm proud of you, Josh. You got that."
Right.
I know for a fact Speedy's thinking that because I'm bringing a little sports onto the, little sports knowledge onto off the mat here. That's his speed, that's for sure. No pun intended. See here, yes, indeed. But Are we happy with the Matt Hardy stuff? Apparently, Matt Hardy's going to be next in line for Darby Allin. Are we fine with that? Is that okay with everybody?
That?
It happened at the end of the show last week when Matt Hardy came out and was attacking Darby Allin.
I don't know. Well, the way they're looking, I thought it was going to be Lance Archer.
Yeah,
I think
down the road it's going to be Lance, but remember at the end of the show last week, Matt Hardy took the barricade and beat up Darby after the match on the outside of the ring. Lance will be down the road.
I fell asleep with 9:55 left. That was Whoops.
Lance is going to be down the road.
Yeah, Lance is going to be later on.
But no, okay.
I think it'll be all right. I think it'll.
I don't hate it.
I hate everything Matt Hardy does now.
I don't. No, I think there could be worse options.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean.
But Josh, you know what wasn't boring to me?
It could be Sunny Kiss. That would be horrible.
You know what wasn't boring to me on AEW this week?
What?
The World Championship Eliminator match with Matt Sydal and Kenny Omega.
Yes.
That was a great match.
Which was expected.
That was a great match.
That was expected. Their styles are similar. That was exactly expected what the match was going to be.
And Kenny Omega turns 99% of what he touches into gold.
And Sydal,
Matt Sydal is no slouch.
No, not at all. But you know what? He's not a guy who has never been looked at as the main eventer. But you could take him and put him with Kenny Omega in the match, and you can make him look like one.
I mean, if not for Matt Sydal's the drug issues he had in WWE, I mean,
is that why he was released?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was doing steroids and stuff.
There was the
I didn't follow it back then, but yeah, okay, I didn't know that.
There was the injuries too, because I've actually met Matt Sydal because he's I think he's still a trainer at WWN, maybe. But when I met him, he was a trainer there, and I asked him how did that injury happen? Because he had a match against Mark Henry. You know what match I'm talking about. He hurt his ankle, and I asked him how he hurt it. He broke it in two places, and that's why he was out for so long.
Still one of the best. He still took one of the best RKOs ever.
That is probably the best. I think it's the best.
I would say it's between that one and Rollins at Mania 31.
What about
Rollins
CM Punk?
When Rollins jumped off of Randy's head, went up, and Randy caught him, how much air Rollins got on that was pretty freaking cool.
What about the CM Punk one?
That was a good one, but I mean, dude,
that was the first one to really be out of nowhere.
No, but dude, the Rollins and the Sydal one dude, come on, the guy was doing a shooting star press.
No, yeah, those two were amazing.
Perfectly, boom, But dude, the Rollins one to jump from the turnbuckle, leap on Randy's head, get air because Randy. If you watch actually on the Stone Cold Skull Sessions, the Broken Skull Sessions, which Stone Cold Orton talks about it, that they practiced it, and actually Seth got more air than he was supposed to get. So Randy was concerned because he's like, and timing is screwed up. But it worked. It worked. It was great. That was freaking awesome when it happened.
That was awesome.
You're so cool, man. That's why Randy Orton is still great. That's why Randy is so great, man. Randy is such a guy. Randy Orton is a guy to me that's just never going to get dull from me, especially as a heel.
He won't be truly appreciated until he's gone.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look, you could say what you want about Cena.
He is very monotone.
Guys, dude, he's the guy.
He is very monotone a lot, but he won't be looked at as an all-time great, I think, amongst a lot of the fan base until he's not on the show every day.
Well,
same thing. That happened with John Cena.
For certain people,
that happened with John Cena.
No, of course. And look, Cena's
now that he's gone, people want him back.
Yeah, people want him back.
Saying,
and Randy's going to be the same. I mean, Randy's going to be the same thing. I mean, look, The Rock was the same thing. Stone Cold was the same thing. When guys left, people are like, "Oh my God, The Undertaker too." People still want Undertaker at WrestleMania because it's a landmark for a guy like The Undertaker to be at WrestleMania. That's a known fact.
Yeah.
And when you look at this year, Brock's not going to be at Mania this year.
Triple H ain't there. The Rock ain't there.
No, he's not. This WrestleMania is they have to take their star power that is not already made and make them into star power.
Well, they're gonna
And I worded that
try.
terribly.
They're gonna try. They're gonna try to do it. They're giving guys they're giving Zane Owens, Lashley McIntyre. They're giving guys opportunities to take advantage of matches that were popular on the indie scene, and they're gonna try to make it gold.
Yeah.
That's what they're gonna try to do.
I told this to Alex.
Cesaro Rollins was another one.
I told this to Alex before the show. WWE is essentially it's a Ring of Honor light, and it's TNA light. It is. Look at some of the matches they have at this show.
Mm-hmm.
It is. They took TNA's biggest stars and they brought them into the show. They took Bobby Roode. They took AJ Styles. They took everyone who was biggest over there. They took the biggest Ring of Honor guys from the early 2010s, and now they're all at WWE and they're at WrestleMania. You look at this company, that's what they built on, Ring of Honor.
Speaking of Ring of Honor, did you guys see that replacement for Pac because he got hurt was Laredo Kid?
Yes.
Yes.
I loved that match, the trio match.
Great match.
And
he's officially signed now, wasn't he? He got officially signed by AEW.
I think so. Laredo Kid is.
Yeah, I think he did. I think Tony Khan said they officially signed him. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's going to be facing. I think him and the Lucha Bros are going to be facing Omega and that next week, or that at the house show.
I believe that's at the house show. No, they're facing the Young Bucks and Brandon Cutler. I believe who they're facing at the house show.
That's at the house show. I think is.
But if you notice why they're doing the house show, AEW, why are they doing this house show? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because fans are coming in for Mania weekend, and that's why they're doing the house show. Wow, out of the blue, we're doing a house show. We never do a house
guys,
show.
We're doing a house show.
You know? And it's a smart idea by them.
It is.
I don't think it's going to ever happen again. I think the only reason they're doing it this year is because they haven't really been able to make a lot of money because of the pandemic and
they're in Florida already.
Yeah, so they're essentially saying, "Hey, we're gonna make a quick payday." But I think during a normal year when they're going to be traveling and they're not going to just be there, they're not going to be doing this. This is not something that they really want to do. If they wanted to have a show where they made money off of WrestleMania, they would have had a pay-per-view. 100%.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But they're doing this to get a little bit of money for having fans in there, and they didn't want to do this just to get a payday. They're not trying to mooch off WrestleMania. They're just trying to get some money because of the pandemic.
No,
I don't think they're just stealing this. Some people are it is. Some people are attacking them.
People are traveling this week to go to Mania. People are traveling this week to go to Mania.
People are attacking them.
Why not do it now?
But
people are attacking them.
I'm very interested to see how the development goes between Laredo Kid and Kenny Omega. He even said, Kenny Omega said in his promo with the Young Bucks, who was the guy that he challenged first? In 2019, he said he challenged Laredo Kid. And yet again, this guy's back to challenge him once more. So I think this is going to be an intriguing matchup, intriguing feud to me.
Alex, are you going to any of the shows?
Oh, I don't think I am. I want to go. I want to go to. I want to go to GCW. What's their one show they have going on? I forget.
Lyle wants to know why you're not going.
Because
Alex.
Publix, just like their schedule's crazy, and like it's just hard to keep up with.
We gotta get a petition against Publix. I'm gonna start it. It's gonna be a change.org to change Alex's schedule so he can go to WrestleMania.
Well, they didn't say I couldn't go. Like my manager's like, "Are you gonna go to WrestleMania?" And I'm like, I don't know. The card don't look that promising to me.
Yeah, I disagree.
I would have just said, yeah. It looks all right. It looks all right.
It looks fun. I would go.
It's more night 2, I guess.
Yeah, the night 2 one looks better.
Yeah, it's more night 2 is better.
I'm sorry.
I would
so
go the night
mad.
2 over night 1.
I'm so mad that they have AJ Styles in that stupid tag match.
You know what I'm hoping?
You know what, Giant Almost?
I'm hoping Kevin Owens power bombs Logan Paul off the stage. I'm really hoping.
There you go.
I'm really hoping.
There you go.
I want to see him take the hardest. I want to see him take the most stiff, hardest bump.
It's a smart thing to have Logan Paul at WrestleMania, and I'm gonna tell you all the listeners, if you think I'm crazy.
No, I
you don't have to tell me that.
Now,
if it draws viewership, fine, but I want to see him get power bombed.
Now, if you guys have been paying attention to Logan Paul and what he does throughout the pandemic, he started to get into opening base set Pokemon cards. Now, the value of that entire Pokemon cards has skyrocketed because Logan Paul got into it.
But
the popularity has skyrocketed because he got into it. Because so many people didn't care, and he got into it. Now, you look at that effect that he had on that. If he is at WrestleMania, you know how many people could end up just watching because he is there, and then how many more fans that can bring in? That could bring in a lot of fans. So
You're saying he's popular because of Pokemon cards?
I'm saying that he has a track record of bringing in more fans to stuff that is not looked at in a positive light.
Wasn't he the one that punched out Nate Robinson?
Yes, he was.
The one thing No, that was Jake. That was his brother. But the one thing, I don't hate him.
Alex, you don't like him. Come on, man.
I don't. Yeah, I really don't. That's why I want to see him get powerbombed off that
Alex.
stage.
I love Alex. I don't hate him. No, you're right. I do. I hate him.
I can agree with Lyle to an extent because if it draws viewership, yeah, but it's more.
I mean, look. You don't think people are going to watch Mania because Bad Bunny's going to be on there? Of course, people are going to watch Mania because Bad Bunny's on there.
Mm-hmm.
Bad Bunny's one of the most popular artists on the planet today. Forget the country in the world. They're going to watch.
You know, it does make sense because Logan's channel is more to a childlike audience, and WWE is a childlike audience.
Well, so then there you go. And then you got Bad Bunny.
I think it's it's half children, and I think it's also like that Guido type guy. I think that's probably more of what it is than necessarily just children. You know what I'm talking about, the Jersey Shore.
You're probably going to make him a special guest referee or something like that.
There you go. All right, guys, we got to get to break. When we come back, we're going to get into an interesting topic. That is our Mount Rushmore of wrestlers. Anytime, any era, any wrestler out there in the world. We're going to put ours together. We're going to see what similarities we have, what differences we have. We're also going to get into This Week in Wrestling History. And we have our trivia segment. Hopefully, Alex doesn't ask you ridiculous ones like who the first ever IWGP Heavyweight Champion was in New Japan. I mean, come on, Alex.
No,
I got a little more realistic here now. When we come back, we're going to get into all that. And, of course, our finishing move right here on Off the Mat on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. We'll be right back.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Do current market conditions have you nervous? Our experienced team of financial professionals at Heritage Harbor Financial Associates understands that no two investors are alike. We all have different goals, needs, and appetites for risk. That's why the one-size-fits-all approach does not work, especially when planning for retirement. At Heritage Harbor Financial Associates, we analyze your unique investment style so that you can work toward your individual retirement goals on your terms. Heritage Harbor Financial Associates can help you take steps to reach your retirement goals by providing a wide array of financial financial products to fit your needs, even for the risk adverse. Give us a call at 631-331-6599 to learn more or to set up an appointment with one of our financial professionals. You can also find us on the web at hhfa.org or on Facebook at facebook.com/hhfa.org. Our number again is 631-331-6599. That's 631-331-6599. Investments in stocks, bonds, and mutual funds and variable annuities are not FDIC insured and are subject to fluctuation in value and market risk, including loss of principal. Heritage Harbor Financial Associates offers securities through AXA Advisors LLC, New York, New York. Member FINRA, SIPC. Annuity and insurance products offered through AXA Network LLC.
Of course my kid's in the right car seat. Well, I think he is.
Yeah, my kid's in a booster seat. He was ready to move up. He is ready, right?
Her car seat looks like the right size.
There are probably rules on when to move up to a booster seat, aren't there?
Rear facing, forward facing. I think I have it right.
Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Are your children in the right car seat for their age and size? Don't think you know. Know you know. Go to safercar.gov/the-right seat.
I know my child's in the right car seat, or else I wouldn't get in the driver's seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You don't usually get a stock tip from a 16-year-old, but I'm here to tell you about a different kind of stock. It's called Better Futures, a stock for social change that's not about making money. Instead, you invest to help students like me go to college. This is beyond a simple donation. It's the opportunity for America to invest in its kids and take an active stake in the future of the country. The return on your investment isn't money. What you get back is knowing you protected our potential. So one day, that potential can grow up to become surgeons and architects, executives and engineers, people who can change the future just by being a part of it. My name is Alicia, and I am your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. A public service announcement brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
This is Nnamdi Asamoah. I play football for the Philadelphia Eagles, but what I do off the field with United Way might be more important. I'm a volunteer tutor and mentor. Why? Because over 1 million kids a year drop out of school, and that's not okay. It takes 12 years to create a graduate, but it takes about the same time to create a dropout. And the difference between a child becoming one or the other could be me, or it could be you. Studies show that if we get to these kids earlier, their chances are better. And kids who read well by 3rd grade are more likely to graduate. So join me in United Way. Suit up and take the pledge. Become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor. Because when a child succeeds, we all succeed. Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Take the pledge at unitedway.org. Brought to you by United Way, the Ad Council, and the National Football League.
They'll challenge your authority. They'll try to break your will. They'll push you to the edge of your sanity. Because that's what kids do. But this car is your territory, not theirs. Defend it. Who makes the payments? Who cleans it? Who drives it? You do. That's who. And in here, your word is law. So when you say you won't move until everyone's buckled up, you won't budge an inch. Until you hear that click. Never give up until they buckle up. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. For more information, visit safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Rest in peace.
Welcome to the Shield of Justice.
I'm the Boogeyman, and I'm coming to get you. Oh,
Now, welcome back to Off the Mat with Alex Slows, Josh Silverberg, and Lyle Gillen.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the last half hour of Off the Mat here on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network, of course, with Alex Slows and Lyle Gillen. I'm Josh Silverberg, joining you every Tuesday night from 8 to 10 p.m. right here on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. And one last time, how do you download our app? It's quite simple. If you have an iPhone, you go to the Apple Store, you type in WWSRN. If you have an Android, you go to the Google Play Store, you type in Worldwide Sports. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Periscope, you name it, we're on it. WorldwideSportsRadio.com. If you're also driving on our app, you can also listen to the audio feed. So that way, if you're driving, you're not watching your phone. Be much safer as well. So you want to check that out, of course. We have all free content on there, from shows to show schedules, articles, clips, different things, sponsorships. We have on our website, we also have the analytics. No other website has analytics of the viewership of our shows. So that's a cool thing that we have on the worldwidesportsradio.com. All right, guys, so we're here for the last bit. Alex, what is happening on this week in wrestling history?
So this week in wrestling history is TNA Impact taping from March 30th, 2009 at the Impact Zone in Orlando, Florida.
I was there. I've been there before. It's a cool place. I like it.
So I want to clarify. You were not there for that taping. You were just at that building.
No, I was at the Impact Zone. I was there for a bigger show.
Yeah, he was there for a bigger show. So the first match was Kiyoshi, Sheik, Abdul Bashir, Tetsuya Naito, and Yujiro.
Say that 10 times fast.
Against Consequences, Creed, Hernandez, Homicide, and Jay Lethal.
Consequences Creed, as better known as in WWE.
Who?
Consequences Creed.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. The one, the only Xavier Woods. Better known as also throwing up in the ring in one match.
Yep. Tetsuya Naito's team defeated them, and then the second match was Brother Devon and Brother Ray defeating Rocco and Sal in a tag team match. Taylor Wilde defeated Madison Rain, and then Scott Steiner defeated AJ Styles. And then Samoa Joe had a match with Sting, but it ended in a draw.
Oh, interesting card. It's a very interesting card. You hear a lot of those names, and you know it's crazy. Like,
yeah, Sting. Now he's on AEW.
Or if you hear Tetsuya Naito before he was anything. You hear that name. I mean, that's the name. That's exactly. I mean, of course, you got Sting and Samoa Joe. You got AJ Styles. You got
Scott Steiner,
Madison Rain.
You know, you really look back at what TNA was, and they were a great product for a number of years. They were a great product until Hulk Hogan and Dixie Carter put their hands on it.
Absolutely. That was the biggest problem. Which, by the way, I wanted to ask Alex this question. Alex, you went to Hogan's restaurant this week, correct?
Yes, I did. Hogan's Hangout on Clearwater Beach.
How was it? And also, is it expensive? Because I saw the menu price.
No,
it looks like a ripoff.
Come on, tell me, brother.
It's not that expensive.
Really? $18 for a hamburger?
Who would pay $18 for a hamburger?
Well,
Alex would, because he went.
Yeah, I did. I went there to celebrate my new signing. Like, what was I going to do?
Well, I mean,
wow, I can't wait to see what you're going to go to celebrate when you sign with WWE or AEW.
It was a unique looking restaurant, and it had some. They have like probably 18 TVs in there from what I saw, and then
You're being very polite.
They have a.
He's always polite.
And then they have a upstairs. You get in an elevator and you go up, and there's like an outside patio up there.
Is that where you sat?
No, I sat inside. It was too hot out for that.
Did you go with anybody, or you just went by yourself?
No, I went there with my friend. So
good for you. So was it close to Hogan's Beach Shop?
It was right down the sidewalk, like past the brown.
Wow.
Yeah, right past the
Hogan
brown.
wasn't there though.
No.
Wait, hold on. Let's backtrack. Alex, tell me more about your friend. What's her name?
My friend? No, my friend's a guy. I've been friends with him for coming up on 16 years now. Jeez.
No, Lyle. Alex is not setting you up with one of his friends, okay?
No, I don't want that. No. I want to know, like, Alex, do you have a girlfriend?
That's a personal question.
No, come on.
He's too busy. He's
He's a star in the Tampa Bay wrestling industry right now, okay?
I'll tell him after the show.
You tell him after the show.
Okay.
You tell him after the show. All right, guys, here's the fun part we're going to get into, and this is something that really has been discussed. We're now going to give now remember, you choose 4 names.
Mm-hmm.
Our Mount Rushmore in professional wrestling. Some could be the same. Some could be different. Some could be controversial. Some might be biased. Some might be whatever it is. Alex, I will start with you first.
Okay. Number 1's not going to shock anybody because this man was...
Calvin Tankman?
No.
Oh, it's not Calvin Tankman.
No, it's obvious. It's super obvious. No.
Did we just say his restaurant?
No, it's super obvious. He's a movie star.
Don't let me down.
He's in Forbes as one of the...
I know who it is. You have The Rock.
Yes, The Rock.
The Rock
is number 1.
You have The Rock. Okay, that's fair.
Number 2, I would Hulk Hogan.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, because if you think back to it, he had matches in the Madison Square Garden against the Iron Sheik, matches at WrestleMania against Andre, Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah, sure.
And then 3 is Sting by far. 3.
Mm-hmm.
Sting.
I like that one. That's a good one.
You were very confident on Sting on that one. Were you trying to get brownie points with Josh?
No, I just know that he was he had his own NWO. Like he had the NWO Wolfpack.
But that's not why Sting was Sting. Sting was
WCW. There was more to him than just
Sting
that.
Sting was WCW.
Yeah, he was WCW for a long time. And then 4 is Rey Mysterio.
Wow, that's an interesting one.
That is a shocker. That's very much a shocker.
Because
now, Sir Alex, why did you choose? Okay, you can tell me also.
Yeah, why did I choose Rey Mysterio? Because he's had a lot of classic matches, like the match against what's this guy's name? It was a cruiserweight championship match in WCW. It was at a Bash
Guerrero.
It was at a Bash at the Beach show.
It's either I'm gonna tell you, it's probably Juventud Guerrero.
No.
Oh no. Not Disco
Inferno. Would you stop it? Look, you're making it Disco Inferno.
It's not
okay,
Johnny.
Fine. How about Psychosis?
It's not Johnny B. Bad either.
Are we gonna name the entire WCW?
I could do the whole Cruiserweight division. I could do it.
Go for it.
Jericho, La Parka, Dandy. Was it anyone?
Wait. Which La Parka? The Dead La Parka? Or
no, it's not the Dead La Parka.
No, it's like Dean Malenko, yeah.
Dean Malenko!
Yeah, he had a match against him for a cruiserweight title.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember seeing this match on YouTube. It was really good. This was when Rey Mysterio was still in his early usage of Lucha Libre.
Mm-hmm.
Before steroids.
Yeah, the corkscrews, the moonsaults, all that good stuff. And he just snuck up a pin on Dean Malenko and won the cruiserweight title and walked away with it.
All right. Thank you, Alex. All right, Lyle, what's yours?
I am going to request to go last.
Okay, that's totally fine. So, for me, number 1 for me is Ric Flair. how many championships has he won? 16?
I believe it's 16.
16-time world
there's
champ.
also a couple that they don't recognize.
He was, no pun intended, he was the pinnacle of what professional wrestling was. He was. He was everything you wanted to be as a professional wrestler, from the promos inside the ring, the looks, the way he went about
the quotes too.
Everything about him was as much of a superstar.
He was also a great stripper. He took his clothes off better than anybody.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Number 2 for me.
He had a lot of people that paid money to go to that show and see Ric Flair strip.
And they loved it. People loved it, man.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh,
I would have loved it too.
I agree with Alex. And look, this could be a little biased to me, but I'm going to say Sting. And the reason why Sting is because, look, Sting was WCW.
Oh, yeah.
He was. He
was
stuck through that company when it was nothing and when it was something. And let's be real here. How many times did he get pushed to the back burner when guys like Hogan and Savage and those guys came in and Luger and all of them came in and he stepped aside just for the company. Make it what it was. So Sting is another one. That is 2. 3 is an interesting one. I'm going to give it to The Undertaker, and I'm going to give it to The Undertaker because of the longevity that he's had in this business, 1 and 2. The biggest stage and what everybody thinks of is the wrestling event of the year. People think of as WrestleMania. And when you think of WrestleMania, you always have The Undertaker's name that pops in your head. Who's The Undertaker wrestling this year? Who's he wrestling? Who's he fighting? You know? Well, if it was himself, it would be egregious, but then again.
Fighting Father Time.
But it's not even – he had some great rivalries with Mankind. He had, in my opinion, the best storyline in wrestling with
Vader. He had matches against Vader.
It's a nice match with Vader, Stone Cold, The Rock, and all these guys. He was a big part of that. So I go Undertaker 3. 4, you know what?
You know who else he had a great match with, The Undertaker?
Ooh.
The Undertaker.
Yes, he did. That match, yes, he did. At what was it, Survivor Series? Yes, he did.
Yep.
That was the Money Inc. Undertaker.
Yes.
4th, I was on the fence with. There's so many guys I could think of. I mean, there's so many names. It's hard. It's hard because I was deciding between Hogan and Andre the Giant. I was deciding between those two. And it's just somebody, I mean, you could even add Dusty Rhodes in there, but I think Hogan and Andre were just 2 guys that's names just stood out so much more. I'll give it to Hogan because of what Hogan did for the business. Because Hogan, not just on the wrestling side, but on the Hollywood side as well. Being in movies, being on TV shows, and doing the wrestling as well, gave the path to guys like The Rock and John Cena to be able to have your wrestling career stand out so much, you go Hollywood and you make millions and billions and millions and billions of dollars.
Yeah.
That's why I love Andre. Andre did a lot for this company. He really did. Dude, he had a disease and an illness that he could have gotten rid of, and he sacrificed it to entertain the fans. And he could never get any privacy. And if you never saw the documentary,
the documentary made me mad. It made me mad.
And even Bret Hart was another one. Bret Hart was another one I could have said too. But I'm going to go with Hogan as my 4. So those are my 4. Undertaker, Sting, Hogan, and Ric Flair.
But before Lyle gets to his for 1 sec, I agree with the Hulk Hogan list and the Hulk because if you think about it. Basically, what he said in one of his promos, if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan, none of you would be here. He's right.
He's right. He is right.
Okay, so I'm going to start my list, and I am going to be 100% honest. I thought our lists were all going to be pretty much the same. Now, I'm going to start with number 1, Bruno Sammartino.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good
Number 2 is Hulk Hogan because of everything he did, like you mentioned. He did everything he did in the 80s, and then he did it all again in the 90s by redoing his entire character. Then I'm going to say Stone Cold because without him, I don't think WWF ever comes back against WCW. And then I'm going to say The Rock because he has transcended the sport more than anybody has ever.
By far. So.
But what I took this in entire other direction also. I made another Mount Rushmore.
You can't do that. Rushmore. That's not how this works.
No. I can. No. I'm going to say it anyway.
Speedy.
Hold on.
Speedy. Can you mute him?
No!
Speedy, mute him. He can't do this.
Yes, I can.
See,
Okay.
Speedy's even saying no, you said you're 4. That's the end of it. You can't.
That's
This is
it.
not. This
Yes,
is not,
I can. No. Let me finish talking.
No,
I made a
like this
separate one.
team, but this is my second favorite team. I like this team, but this
No. Let me finish talking, and you'll understand.
You can't do that.
You'll understand. It is a Mount Rushmore of only the best wrestlers from bell to bell. So not like everything
my
from that.
God, you can't. That's not how this works.
I can do it. I can do it. There were no rules set up beforehand. It
Dude,
just said,
you don't have to be explained the rules. What are you, 5? You don't need the rules to be explained.
I am 4.
You know what it is.
Okay. You did not set the rules. So for the best,
nobody's gonna give a crap about this
performers,
part of the list. By the way,
the best in-ring performers
no,
of all time. If we had a Mount Rushmore of only best in-ring performers,
crap.
It's
This
Angle,
list is garbage. You could have put them in the
Angle, Okada, Omega, and HBK. Because I don't think they are the top 4 to compete with them.
Are you kidding me?
No, that is a fact.
So you said you wanted. Wait a second. So you said you wanted that list, and then I didn't even accept you to have that list, and then you said the list, and the list was worse than I thought it was going to be.
It's just the best in ring from bell to bell.
All right,
wait a second. You're telling me Ric Flair wasn't best bell to bell?
Josh.
No, I don't think
For
so.
trivia.
Oh my God!
I don't think he is.
You didn't
no.
watch Ric Flair, bro. You didn't watch Ric Flair and Steamboat, Ric Flair and Rhodes. You didn't. No, that's a bad job.
No,
on
if
your
you
part.
go look back, I don't think he is. No.
All right, let's do the trivia, Alex. Let's do the trivia.
Yeah,
I'm
my
sick to
first
my
one.
stomach after hearing
First
that.
one. Which New Japan star got voted best brawler in Wrestling Observer in 2010?
Minoru Suzuki.
No, Tomohiro Ishii.
Oh, I was so close.
I don't get a chance. Thanks, Alex.
No,
Yes,
the next
Alex,
one's for
Alex, you
Lyle.
have to give
Next
Lyle a
one's for Lyle.
chance. I forgot.
Next one's for Lyle. Who holds the most reigns for an individual wrestler in New Japan Pro Wrestling with the IWGP Tag Team Championships?
I know who he's going to say.
Can you repeat the question, sir?
Who holds the most range for the IWGP Tag Team Championships?
Individual. Keyword. Individual.
Oh,
wrestler.
individual.
No.
No, individual.
Individual.
It's got to be one person. A
Yes.
single person. Oh, Lord.
So one person has to have the most tag team titles.
Oh, he's too busy
No.
figuring out third Mount Rushmore. That's what he's doing.
It's the most reigns for an individual wrestler in New Japan Pro Wrestling. For the
Oh, I thought it was only tag team. I don't know where I got that from.
No, he said individual. An individual that's won the tag team titles numerous times.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
He wants a question, he gets a question. This is going to go on his next Mount Rushmore, by the way. The 4 wrestlers that ever won a tag team championship individual-wise in no Japan.
I'll give him a hint. He was in the NWO.
Oh. It's going to shock people.
Hiroshi
Scott
Tenzan
Norton.
with 12.
Oh.
Hiroshi Tenzan with 12.
Oh. All right. I think it's time for our finishing move after these.
Already.
I got you guys good this week.
Yes, you did. Well,
yeah, you did.
I didn't get to finish last week because my computer got shut down, so I didn't get to finish.
Yeah, true.
Wait, what? I want to go watch that episode again. What happened?
Oh, it was so freaking funny. Oh my God, it was so funny.
I'm like,
my computer. I'm doing the thing. We're doing the trivia.
Oh, we gotta back up. What is the thing?
The trivia. And then we're doing it.
Okay, there we go.
And then my computer decides to update. So then I try to get back on the phone. I try to get back on the phone, and Alex. By the way, Errol thought this was the funniest thing ever when I told Errol this. He thought this was hysterical. The first thing Alex says, "Uh-oh, Speedy, what do we do now?" And my first initial, I say to Errol, I go, Errol and I are like, he's asking Speedy, what do we do now? Speedy, are you there? What was your reaction when you were asked to try to do whatever you could last week?
Well, my reaction was you were calling me, so I was trying to go to break to figure out what was happening. And
There's 2 minutes left in the show, and I hear Speedy go to Alex. We could just go to break.
yeah, because I didn't know if it was going to come back in quickly or
Because there was dead air.
There was 2 minutes, and I actually called Arrow. Arrow thought it was so funny. Arrow actually watched it, and he goes, he calls Arrow, he goes, that was funny. He goes, that was
Okay, now while I'm here, let's address the Mount Rushmore as well.
Hey, there were no rules set ahead of time, okay?
Mount Rushmore has 4 presidents. That means if you do a Mount Rushmore for something else, it has to be 4 things.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yes, I did my one Mount Rushmore, but then I did another Mount Rushmore that is separate, like
yeah, but listen, dude, there aren't 2 Mount Rushmores. There's only one.
All right, so
okay, then we can't do our Mount Rushmore then because there's already one of the presidents then, so therefore we couldn't have done it.
Well, no, we did a wrestling Mount Rushmore. We each chose one. We didn't do 2.
Yes,
you chose 2.
Yeah, I made a 4th option.
No.
All right,
let's get to our finishing move. Alex, go for it.
My finishing move is I'm looking forward to the upcoming New Japan Pro Wrestling events. I think they're going to be great. I'm very interested to see if they're going to have a tournament with this new IWGP title. I don't know. Just going to have to wait and find out, to be determined.
All right, Mount Rushmore, you're up. Go.
I am extremely interested to see what AEW does the week of TakeOver.
Mm-hmm.
That is what my finisher is. I want to know what card they're going to put out there. I predict they are going to do Omega Christian to try and compete with that card.
It'll be very tough.
It's going to be difficult. It's going to be very, 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 very tough.
I think this is where you'll see AEW lose the ratings next week. I mean,
probably, but I think what they're going to do is they're going to they could end up having the tag team match. They could end up having Omega Christian. Maybe the Darby versus Matt Hardy match.
Ugh.
I think they're going to stack the card and try and compete. I hope not. I don't want them to force anything, but I could picture it. I'm just very interested to see what they're going to try and do.
I agree. My finishing move is this. I am curious to see the build-up for the next week for WrestleMania for NXT TakeOver. I mean, we're going to have...
the ratings go down again?
No, I mean, we'll see. But again, that was March Masters on. But we're going to have Kevin Castle, who runs a podcast. He's going to be on with us to preview WrestleMania and NXT next week at 8 o'clock. So he's going to join us from 8 to 8:30. And we are going to get we're pretty much with him. We're just going to preview WWE. We're going to preview NXT. And then we're also going to give, in the next half hour or hour of the show, we're going to give our own opinions. And then we'll do more trivia and we'll do more stuff. And but this is the road to WrestleMania, man. This is it. This is the time where, this is the go-home shows. For the
showcase of the immortal.
For them. I mean, they got to figure out. This is NXT's time to shine in regards to you announced it today. You're moving to Tuesday nights, April 13th. You've officially announced it. Go out with a bang on your last Wednesday night that you have. Okay? This is your last opportunity against the AEW audience. Show out and do what you do with a very good roster that you have. Otherwise, it's going to continue to be tough for them. I think them moving to Tuesday nights is the best thing that could have happened to them, though. They could thank the NHL for that, for sure.
They need the momentum in order for going to this new night. If they have no momentum and they go there,
well, they'll have.
Hurt them.
People are going to watch it. It's Tuesday nights.
Oh yeah, they are going to watch.
If
the very tiny, very, very, very less than 0.1% chance they have a bad show, which it's not going to happen. But if it is, and then you go into a new night, that's going to hurt them really bad.
Well, of course.
It's very, very, very important.
Their
hit a grand slam.
Yeah. I mean, their viewership's going to grow. This is going to be very helpful for them. Impact moving to Thursday, so they have absolutely no competition now.
How the hell was Impact a competition in the first place?
Well,
it wasn't.
I understand.
Impact did that because they wouldn't have gotten anything.
I know. All right, so we gotta get out of here now, guys. Listen, don't forget to check us out every single Tuesday from 8 to 10 p.m. right here on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. Again, how to download our app? It is quite simple. You download it by this. You go to the if you have an iPhone, go to the Apple Store. You type in WWSRN. If you have an Android, you go to the Google Play Store. You type in Worldwide Sports. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Periscope. You name it, we're on it. We're getting new shows in the next few weeks. We actually in the next few weeks. Speedy, what's the show? I think it's Ike's. Ike's getting his new his UFC show, right?
Yes, he is getting the Ikedagon, I think is the name of it.
Ikedagon, that's going on starting. I'm
not sure the exact start time.
I'm not sure the dates. He's going to be in the
so.
next few weeks. He's going to be following us after right here when we're done, and so we actually have to be done exactly 10 o'clock. Going forward, so when we're done for sure. But we want to thank you, the fans out there, for listening and tuning into us every single Tuesday night. Don't forget to check out myself with Speedy Petey and Errol Marks. We're doing the Weekend Crunch on Saturday, 7 to 9 p.m. Unless the New York Islanders have a home game, then they are on, and we follow them right after the game is over.
And this week, especially, we will be doing it live at East Meadow Lanes for an event at East Meadow Lanes Bowling Alley to raise awareness for autism. So, in addition to,
do we need tickets to be there?
I'm not sure on that, but stay.
I will definitely come and entertain.
Yeah, so we're doing it live at East Meadow Lanes Bowling Alley.
Well, I mean, because I know Aaron and Speedy, we're going to be doing the show live from there on Saturday. So definitely come if you're in the area in New York and Long Island. Come over there, check us out.
What's
for
the
a
date?
great cause.
Saturday at 1. Saturday at 1.
This Saturday coming up, okay?
Yes.
This Saturday at 1 o'clock. You can be there. The show will be going on from 1 to 3. When the show is done, you can take pictures and do whatever. And then I got to mosey on out of there after the show literally is over because I have something to do later on that day. But I will be there.
There's Islander whole game that day, so if you're live, you're going to be going on at 9.
Well, the show will air on 103.9 FM after the Islanders game and all the press conferences. But the live events, we will also still be doing the show live for all the people that are attending.
All the people that are there and that are showing up and everything. We're going to do it live for them. So, but it should be a lot of fun. It's for a great cause. But guys, always a pleasure. We will talk again next week. Let's hopefully, like I said, next week will be the last show before the road to WrestleMania. We got NXT TakeOver. We're going to preview WrestleMania. We're going to preview. It's a jam-packed, heavy-duty show we got for you next week. So for Alex Slows, for Lyle Gillen, for Speedy Petey, I'm Josh Silverberg. Ladies and gentlemen, take care. Have a good night. This has been Off the Mat on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. And now we let Kenny Omega say what he says at the end of every show.
I must bid you adieu, so say with me now if you know it. Goodbye, and good night.
Thank you for listening to Off the Mat on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network, your source for all things wrestling and sports entertainment. It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.